We're all taught the same thing, right? Seek comfort, find the easy way, build a life that's free of struggle. But what if that's all a lie? What if the key to a truly incredible life isn't about avoiding pain, but running straight into it? That's exactly what we're going to dig into.
Okay, let's just put it right out there. To grow, you must suffer. And look, this isn't some fluffy motivational quote you see on a poster. This is the hard truth. The idea is simple. Growth and comfort, they just can't exist in the same room. To become more than you are today, you have to go through things that stretch you, that break you down, and that force you to rebuild yourself, but stronger.
So before we can really embrace the idea of struggle, we've got to understand why it's opposite. A life of total ease is actually so dangerous. Let's pull back the curtain on this lie of the comfortable life.
We all have this fantasy, don't we? The promise of just coasting. Kicking back, eating whatever, watching TV, no responsibilities. Sounds great, but what's the reality? Well, the reality is you feel like absolute garbage. Sadness, depression, that's what shows up. Because it turns out our brains aren't wired for doing nothing. We need problems to solve. We need resistance to push against.
All right, so if comfort is a trap, how the heck do you get out? Well, you have to aim for something more, something extraordinary. But what does that word even really mean?
It's actually super simple when you break it down. It's not magic, it's not about being chosen or getting lucky. It is literally just putting the extra on top of ordinary. That's it. There's no other way. You want extraordinary results? You gotta put in the extra work that ordinary people aren't willing to do. Plain and simple.
And this just drives the point home, right? Success is not a comfortable procedure. The whole process is designed to be uncomfortable. You have to learn to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That feeling of strain, that doubt, that difficulty, that's not a stop sign. That's the sound of you getting stronger. That's the feeling of progress.
Okay, so you've decided. You're taking the hard path. Awesome. But here's the catch. Almost nobody else is going to get it. They're going to judge your progress based on their timeline, not yours. And this is where your whole perspective has to become your shield.
I mean, just look at this. A month in? Yeah, the doubters will say you're failing, and they'll be right. You won't have made it. 6 months? They'll still be right. A whole year in? They will still be right. But here's the thing. You're not playing their game. You're not building for next week. You're building something that takes a decade. And in a decade, you will prove every single one of them wrong.
So where does that strength to last for a decade actually come from? Well, this is the core of it all, right here. It comes from the worst moments of your life. It comes from reframing all that pain as your preparation. It comes from being forged in your own personal hell.
Think about it. Getting dumped, that sharp gut punch of rejection that makes you question your own worth?
Or getting fired, that sudden feeling of failure, the rug just pulled out from under you.
Or losing the big game, that crushing disappointment after you gave it absolutely everything you had. All of it feels like you're in hell. And when you're in the middle of all that, when you're surrounded by the fire, that little voice always creeps in, doesn't it? It whispers, is any of this even worth it? And here is the answer. This, right here, this is an opportunity. Every failure, every heartbreak, every crushing defeat, it's not the end of the story. It is a chance to stop, figure out what went wrong, reboot, and come back stronger. All that pain from your past, that wasn't a curse, that was your training ground. So you've accepted the idea. Pain is a tool. Great. But what does that actually look like day to day? How do you use it to start chipping away at that rock? It's not about some big heroic moment. It's about the small, relentless daily decisions. Waking up when you really don't want to. Doing that one task you've been dreading. Facing the critics. Every single time you do something that sucks, you're like a sculptor, chipping one more tiny piece of stone away from a masterpiece. And here's the crazy part. It actually feels good. There's this weird joy you start to find in the suffering. It's like it totally cleanses you out. You get to the end of the day knowing you didn't run from the fight. You earned your peace. Which brings us to the final boss, the most important battlefield of all. And it's not out there in the world somewhere. It's right between your own two ears. So here it is, the choice, the two paths. You can take the easy route. And you know what? You'll probably have a good life, a comfortable life, but you might die having never truly started your journey. Or you can take the hard route. Maybe it's 20 years of pain and suffering, but at the end of it is a better life. The one where you find out what you are truly made of. So look, you have to stop letting life hijack your brain. Boyfriend breaks up with you? Okay, get over it. Failed the test? It happened. Get over it. Didn't get that promotion?
It sucks. Get over it. You cannot let these external events control your internal state. You must own your mind.
So that's what this all comes down to. All that crap you've been through in your life. It wasn't for nothing. It was forging you. It was preparing you for this very choice. You know that comfort is a cage. You know that suffering is a tool. You know the price of extraordinary. So the only question left is, which path will you choose?